This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Right now at 6 on Good Morning Indiana, a man hit by a bus files a lawsuit and is awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars. Only Call 6 Investigates is looking into how many claims each year are filed against the state's largest public transit system. And we detail how many claims are paid out.
An increase in water bills is sending shockwaves through central Indiana. How much residents say their bills went up and how officials are responding.
A Central Indiana program is turning students into community leaders. This morning, we're learning how your student can get involved.
Ever wonder how Amazon knows your every interest? We're working for you with what the company is learning about you so you don't waste your money.
And 'tis the season. A Central Indiana tradition opens this weekend. We're live in Carmel to show you all the Christkindlmarkt has to offer.
Good morning on this Friday, November the 15th. I was loving the music. Can't wait to get to Carmel for that amazing festival. Keep playing the music. We're ready for Christmas,
I know.
kind of. Thanksgiving
I'm
first,
ready.
right?
Oh, here's some music here.
Oh,
Yeah. Love it.
Good morning, I'm Rafael Sanchez. Our good friend Meredith Barrick is taking this Friday off. Hopefully, she's sleeping in this morning.
Somewhere a little warmer, too. And I'm Lauren Casey. We want to get right over to our friend Todd Clausen to talk about the forecast on this Friday and look ahead to the weekend. Todd, please tell me it's a little bit warmer out there.
You know, it's a little bit warmer compared to where we were earlier, and it definitely feels more like Christmas than it does before Thanksgiving out there, unfortunately, here across the area. But we melted most of the snow yesterday, so that was the good news. As far as what you need to grab before you go this morning, you'll definitely need the sunglasses throughout the entire day. You may need the hat and gloves this morning. I checked them for you, but temperatures will moderate pretty quickly once the sun comes up, and then you need the jacket. So what's happening right now are clouds are moving out of central Indiana. And the reason I point that out to you is as the clouds depart your neighborhood, that's when the temperatures are going to drop. So we'll go down another couple degrees here this morning before we start to see the temperatures climb very, very quickly. And here is that cloud cover this morning. So places like Bloomington, Lafayette, Peru, you're running in the teens and low 20s compared to the 28-degree temperature I just showed you in Indianapolis. But as soon as these clouds clear out in the metro area, your temperature will drop as well. But the good news is with the sunshine throughout the morning hours, once that sun comes up, we should be around 35 degrees by the noon hour. Once we get into the afternoon hours, we should be pushing 40 degrees. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's plan out your drive on this Friday morning. Good morning to you down in Johnson County. Here is a live look at your commute through Greenwood. I-65 here at the Main Street exit. Traffic is moving along up to speed there, both northbound and southbound. No crashes, no delays to slow you down, so that is good news. Let's plan out your commute over on the west side. Take a look here at our Traffic Now map. As you're traveling this morning, eastbound along Interstate 74 from State Road 267 to the I-465 ramps, it's a 7-minute drive through Brownsburg and the west side, so no delays here to slow you down, but of course we'll keep you updated. Time now, 6:03. An Indianapolis man got hit by an IndyGo bus, and that's video you saw only here on Good Morning Indiana.
And now only on RTV6, Call 6 Investigates Kara Kenny is looking into how often riders file claims against IndyGo and how often they actually get money. And some of that money is coming from your pockets.
Roger Cave was walking to work when an IndyGo bus hit him. Surveillance video shows passengers on the bus thrown around, even falling to the floor. Roger filed a lawsuit and won a $650,000 settlement for his injuries. After Call 6 Investigates got this video, we began investigating how often riders are filing complaints, claiming they were hurt. Call 6 Investigates did some checking and found IndyGo's Risk and Safety Department investigated 1,338 cases in 2018. Of those cases investigated by IndyGo, only 18% resulted in a payout. This includes payouts for personal injuries as well as damage to property and vehicles. The Indianapolis Public Transportation Corporation, which operates IndyGo, is funded in part with your tax dollars. Call 6 Investigates found IndyGo's had 31 settlements totaling more than $1.5 million since January 2018. Of course, not every claim or complaint results in a lawsuit, but Roger's case did lead to a lawsuit and a payout.
I'm upset that I didn't get more.
You could have used that money.
Oh, yeah.
IndyGo declined to go on camera with us, but told us they investigate all incidents that could result in a claim. Accident and incident reports, as well as customer complaints that may result in a future claim, are all submitted to a third-party claims adjuster for further investigation. If the incident results in a claim, the third-party claims adjuster is responsible for determining the liability and negotiating with the claimant to resolve the claim. Roger Cave is still recovering from his injuries.
I can no longer type with this hand.
Although he says his settlement isn't enough to make up for his injuries, he's glad he filed a complaint against IndyGo. Karen Kenny, RTV6.
You can read more about submitting a tort claim against the city and IndyGo in this story on the RTV6 app.
It's 6:05. A water bill increase in Martinsville is leaving a lot of people with a case of sticker shock. In some cases, residents tell RTV6 their bills have doubled since just last month. The rate hike is due in part to a sewer rate increase. Sharon Halverson says her bill went from $45 to $90. She says she didn't know the bill was increasing until it did. Halverson says that she hopes the city will provide more of a notice next time.
The correct and right thing would be to type up a little note, put it in your water bill.
Well, we talked to Martinsville's mayor's office, and they tell us that public notices for the rate increase went out to the local newspaper in the summer and were also on the city council agendas. The city officials there say that the increase shouldn't have been a surprise to anyone.
This morning, health officials confirmed another death related to vaping in Indiana. The total now is 4. The state health department says the latest victim was between the ages of 50 and 59. They died from severe lung injuries caused by e-cigarette use. We're talking about all 4 cases. Right now, there are 55 confirmed cases of vaping-related lung illnesses and 57 probable cases in Indiana. While the vaping crisis continues across the country, lawmakers in Washington are putting a microscope on the response to this epidemic. This week, the Senate Committee on Health heard from health administrators currently investigating the issue. Health officials say right now it doesn't appear that any one product is to blame. Investigators say many cases do seem to be linked with illegal sales. The investigation has also found that THC has been present in most of the tested samples.
What we cannot say right now is whether there are other substances.
The Trump administration says it's meeting with vaping industry representatives this week to discuss those regulations.
Here at 6:07, we are covering the Statehouse this morning, and that's where a Hoosier lawmaker is pushing to allow younger Hoosiers to run for statewide office. So currently, you have to be 21 to run for the Indiana House of Representatives and 25 to run for the Indiana Senate. Democratic Representative Chris Chung of Northwest Indiana wants to lower both of those requirements to 18 years old. Chung, 26 years old, and he's the youngest representative in our state. He says plans on introducing a resolution to change the state constitution are underway. Now to our Hiring Hoosiers initiative. It's dedicated to connecting you to jobs right here in Central Indiana.
So we first told you about this summer internship program, linking students to this unique program with one of the country's biggest banks.
Yeah, and so this morning we can tell you those applications for your student to get involved are open, and our Kelsey Anderson is joining us live this morning with how you or your student could get involved. Kelsey, good morning.
So the internship is through the Bank of America, and it's for high school junior and seniors only. But it teaches them, gets them classroom to career ready by teaching them leadership skills and the inner workings of how a nonprofit works. This past summer, the internship program took place at Newfields, and the students got the chance to clean up the grounds and see the inner workings of how a nonprofit is run and what their needs are, all while making a difference in the community. One of the projects the interns had to do was try to figure out how to help Newfields better engage with a younger audience. One student who took part in the internship says it gave her insight into new things.
I never really realized how a nonprofit works, and it takes a lot of people to keep this engine running. So it's kind of cool getting behind the scenes and seeing all the other things Newfields has to offer.
Another thing students learn is how to improve their money habits, like building a budget and creating a savings plan. At the end of the internship, students traveled to Washington, D.C. for a summit with all of the Bank of America interns. Bank of America has not announced which nonprofit in Indianapolis they will be partnering with just yet. But again, applications are open right now, and they're open through January 31st. You can head over to hiringhoosiers.com to apply. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Kelsey, thank you so much. It's starting to look a lot like Christmas. I feel like singing a song.
Yeah.
But first, let's look at Carmel first before I start singing that song.
Yeah, that's where the Christkindlmarkt opens this weekend at Center Green. So excited. This is a family favorite. Our own Alyssa Donovan is joining us live from there this morning. And Alyssa, you're getting a first look at some of the vendors at the market this year. Take us around and give us a sneak peek.
Yeah, so you can see it is all lit up. It is ready for people to come and enjoy the Christkindlmarkt. This opens tomorrow at noon, and we're getting a great preview. You can see the ice skating rink is open. I'm here with Tanine from Kits and Commuter. Guys have to offer at your hut?
Sure. Since we're a local toy store, we bring things to the hut that we don't have at our store. Ooh. So you have to come to the market. And we have a new line of wooden toys that are so authentic to the German area. Ooh. From all different vendors in the Germanic area. And then we have great blocks. We have STEM toys this year. Polyam is made in Germany. Marble runs in Hubalino. And of course, Steiff, the plush, which is a German company. Oh. We have everything you could dream of in case you need a key ring, we have that as well this year. That's new. And then one of my personal favorites are our music boxes. Ooh. Great stocking stuffers. Yeah. Edelweiss is my favorite.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
Let's see, can we hear it? Mm-hmm. Just a little bit, yes.
Oh, Christopher Plummer singing with Julie Andrews.
Wonderful.
Sound of Music. That's right.
Okay, so you guys have a ton to offer. I want to end. You wanted to show me these.
We have races when kids come up to the booth and see who wins. But they're little, there we go.
There we go.
It's a little cold this morning, but there they go. Aren't they fun?
Wonderful.
I know.
Thank you so much for being here, Tanine. So one of the vendors here, and you can see we have the ice skating rink. I'm actually going to throw some skates on and try that out in a little bit. But for now, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Oh, I can't wait, Alyssa.
Yeah,
All right. Oh, well, you guys at home can also make it a happy holiday for families in need in our community by donating to our Six Shines On Toy Drive. This kicks off tonight at the Christmas Nights of Lights display at the State Fairgrounds. Part of the proceeds from that event will go to the toy drive.
Coming up in Hiring Hoosiers, it's the basic skill that you need to just simply apply for a job. To know how to read, we'll show you a local program that is teaching adult Hoosiers just that.
And as you take to the roadways here this morning, we're not expecting any issues for your morning drive, so we are going to give you the green light in the forecast. It's chilly, and as you come home from work, wrapping up this work week, looking ahead to the weekend, green lights there as well. No issues to report, at least weather-wise. We'll talk about that weekend forecast for you coming up in just a few minutes.
LiveTour.com. Get your tickets today.
Hiring Hoosiers is all about opening the book to resources and tools to help you write the story for your career and your success.
Yeah, so I want to tell you about a program that's been around for 3 decades now, and it's bringing illiterate adult Hoosiers together.
Our Amanda Starantino reports their goal is to master the skill of reading and ultimately land a job that they want.
S-A-T. The ABCs come as a simple skill for many Hoosiers, but the reality in Indiana is that it is not a tool to take for granted. 1 in every 6 adults read below a 5th grade level.
So this says...
Michelle Smith is one of them.
Stop.
Did you not learn how to read when you were a kid?
No, they passed me through. They just passed me on through.
So you went to school?
But didn't learn anything.
This 58-year-old from Indy's East Side is working to rewrite her past.
I'm learning more now than I did when I was going to school, since I've been in this program. Sat.
With each syllable, Michelle is learning to read and write with an Indy Reads teacher and a volunteer tutor.
If you don't know how to read, sometimes people would take advantage of you not knowing how to read.
She started the Indy Reads Community Classrooms program 2 years ago with the goal of learning enough literacy skills to get a job.
Before you can get a job, you have to know how to read something. You have to know how to fill out applications for jobs.
Each adult that comes into this program is tested at their own ability, and they're taught on an individual basis, but they all have one common goal, and that's to read.
Literacy is the foundation upon which everything else in one's life is built. And so not only are we teaching people to read and write here at Indy Reads, but we're really building a stronger community.
Ryan King is the CEO of Indy Reads. He says it is a devastating cycle in Marion County. Children whose parents have a low literacy level have a 72% chance of being at the lowest reading levels themselves.
So to break the cycle of poverty, not only do we need to work with young people, but we also need to work with the adults that are at home, that when those young people go home, they have someone that's going to reinforce and help them with reading and writing.
Do you have a job?
No, but I'm currently looking for one.
Okay, what do you want to do?
Well, I like children. I like to work around, I would love to work around children.
Michelle is working to write her own career path. 10. One page at a time.
They would take their time and be patient with me. So that's how I ended up learning how to read. It hasn't really been that hard.
Like have a good 10.
Okay.
Much success to all involved. That was Amanda Starantino reporting. We should know that this program is free. And also keep this in mind. Indy Reads Community Classrooms works on a semester schedule. To learn more about that program and other literacy and language programs offered by Indy Reads, head right now to our website, hiringhoosiers.com.
Here at 6:18, it is Friday, and we do want to get a check of our forecast heading into the weekend. But first, Todd, what can folks expect this morning as they're heading out the door?
You know, it's quiet. That's the good news, right? We don't have any precipitation. That's not going to cause any issues. The one thing you will have to contend with, though, is the cold temperature still. So it's another chilly morning with temperatures in the teens and 20s, but the clouds are moving out, and that's doing two things, which I'll show you in just a second. But grab the sunglasses, because as the clouds move out, we'll have lots of sunshine once the sun comes up right around 7:30. So there's clouds still from Muncie to Richmond, back to Indianapolis, and now pushing into Greensburg. Places to the north, Peru to Lafayette to Terre Haute to Bloomington are clear. Why do I point this out? Well, where the skies are clear, temperatures are running a lot colder this morning, and there's a lot of clear skies off to the west, so you're not going to see any additional cloud cover move in. 28 with the clouds in place. 27 is the current temperature right now in Greenfield, where the skies are clear. Look at that. Bloomington, 19 degrees, 20 in Bedford. Clear skies to the north in Peru at 20 as well. It's not out of the question that these temperatures could fall into the teens, where the skies have already cleared, and I am expecting this temperature in Indianapolis, once these clouds move out in the next hour or so, to drop down into the mid-20s before they start to climb once again. So if we go throughout the day, temperatures eventually will climb up to right around 40 degrees. Then this evening, they'll fall back down into the 30s and eventually the 20s across the area. And as we push towards the weekend, we are looking at temperatures that are going to be climbing up into the 40s. So today and tomorrow are 2 days that are very similar to each other across the area. Both days right around 40, 41 degrees, partly sunny skies. Sunday, the clouds increase throughout the day. So I think we start off with sunshine as you head into Lucas Oil Stadium, and then the clouds gather, but we will remain dry. So that is good news as you go to and from Lucas Oil Stadium, or maybe you're just heading out to watch the game. Temperature on Sunday right around 45 degrees. As we get into next week, temperatures slowly but surely start to climb a little bit back into the mid-40s, and eventually we get to 50 degrees. As the warmer air comes in, there's only about a 20% chance of an isolated rain shower or two on Tuesday. Nothing really to worry about. Wednesday, we approach 50 degrees, and temperatures will be getting closer to normal at that point with partly sunny skies. And then once we get to Thursday, that's probably the best rain chance that we have in this 7-day planning forecast. So overall, it's a pretty dry forecast for us, with temperatures that will moderate each and every day just a little bit, with the exception of Monday. We take a little step back to 42 degrees.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Want to alert you to a traffic issue we have here as you're approaching the downtown area. It's construction. This has been ongoing since the overnight hours on northbound I-65 between about Raymond Street and the South Split. You can see the crews out there working right now. This is creating some lane restrictions, and that will impact you as you're getting on that ramp system at the South Split. So just pay attention to where the orange barrels are sending you, and watch for crews out there working on the roads. You'll want to reduce your speed as you travel through this area, and expect just a few delays. Let's take a look now down on the south side of town as your commute is taking you up 37 here from the south side. Starting you off at Smith Valley Road in Greenwood up to the I-465 ramps. Everything's traveling up to speed. It is an 8-minute commute.
Next on Good Morning Indiana, sometimes it seems like Amazon knows more about us than we know about ourselves. Coming up at 6:26, is the retailer really listening in to your conversation? And how you can limit that coming up next right here on RTV6.
On select models.
Now trending here at 6. Lauren, I need that air guitar. Can you pass that over, please? Thank you. I need my air guitar and a singing voice because trouble, trouble, trouble for Taylor Swift. That was horrible singing, but T Swift says she won't be able to perform any of her old songs at the American Music Awards right here on ABC, and they can't be used in our next Netflix documentary. She says it's all part of an ongoing battle with her former music label. In the meantime, she says any recorded events she's planning to play until November of 2020 are now a question mark.
Uh-oh. Well, there are trace amounts of oxygen on Mars, and it's seen a spike. Now, don't go thinking this is proof of alien life just yet. NASA says it's more likely a geological process that's responsible for this rather than a biological one. The discovery comes after the Mars rover detected a spike in methane, which is another gas that can be produced biologically.
So I'm going to trade in my air guitar for now a bowl of Twinkies. Behold, yes, it is a cereal that we've all needed, right? Twinkies? If you're looking for a sugar fix this morning, this might just be it, Todd Clausen. The new cereal comes more than 6 years after a Twinkies shortage gripped the country.
Yeah, remember that?
I don't remember that, but okay. It will be available nationwide starting in late next month. So I'm torn between my air guitar on T Swift and the Twinkies. Todd Clausen, you are a New Jersey guy. You love Bruce Springsteen, so I passed on the air guitar to you.
All right, I'll take the air guitar. I'll practice in the commercial break. But this morning, it's chilly once again, but the afternoon turns into a decent day for us here across the area. You can grab your Twinkies and head out to 100 Acres here up there off 38th Street. Beautiful park there. You just have to bundle up a little bit if you're going to be out and about with temperatures that'll start in the mid-20s and eventually climb to 35 degrees by the noon hour with plenty of sunshine this afternoon. Then as we transition into those afternoon hours, we're looking at highs that'll be right around 40 degrees from Indianapolis southward, where we actually could even climb into the mid-40s, just slightly cooler to the north. So we're still below normal, but all in all, not a bad day. Just need to bundle up a little bit here this morning.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Okay, Raphael, do you ever wonder how Amazon seems to know your every interest?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about this
Sometimes it's something you never ordered before. You literally just think it in your head, and they know you want it.
And they know something, right? So looking for you, our John Matteries looks into what Amazon knows about you so you don't waste your money.
Many people have been wondering for years if their phone is listening to them. They'll talk about shoes, and shoes pop up on all their feeds. So how does Amazon seem to know every interest you have? Tawana Wilson received an Amazon Echo Dot as a gift from her husband a few months ago.
I just can't bring myself to do it yet.
But the Echo still sits in its original box.
I'm not ready for it.
Like so many people, Tawana suspects Amazon knows too much about her, such as after she had a conversation with a friend about Paris.
The next day, I had a targeted ad for booking flights to Paris.
The fears make perfect sense, according to cybersecurity consultant Dave Hatter. Many Prime members, he says, use Amazon for shopping, watching movies, reading books, listening to music, and monitoring their house through the Ring camera system.
They own Kindle. You know what books you bought. They own Whole Foods. They own Ring, the Internet of Things doorbell, the Amazon Fire tablet. You couple all of these things together, and suddenly they now have an enormous view into pretty much everything you're doing online.
So what can you do to limit what they know?
So there are some things you can do.
Hatter says the simplest things you can do is use a variety of electronic ecosystems, including Google and Apple, so no single system knows all your interests. Watch movies on Netflix or Apple TV instead of Amazon Prime Video. Have Alexa go into its settings and delete conversations. And turn off your phone's microphone for all but essential features. Wilson's turning off her mic, but even without an Echo Dot, she still wonders what Amazon knows about her. Do you feel they're listening to you?
It does. It absolutely does.
Amazon says its employees listen to Alexa only to improve voice recognition, and both Amazon and Facebook insist they do not listen to your conversations, though many people remain very skeptical. Working for you, I'm John Matteries. Good morning, Indiana.
Now on Good Morning Indiana on this Friday morning, here is a look at your 6:30 news feed. The man accused of killing a police canine officer in Fishers made his first court appearance. Richard Garrett Jr. faces 14 criminal charges. He's accused of killing canine officer Harley as he was trying to escape from officers during a foot chase. The passenger in Garrett's car, Rashana Farrow, also faces charges.
A special education aide at a West Lafayette elementary school now facing charges for child molestation. A 14-year-old boy told police that Jennifer Holmgren had sex multiple times with him. He said he was between the ages of 9 and 13 when that happened. Holmgren was working as a teacher's aide at Klondike Elementary School at the time and has since been fired.
An Uber driver down in Johnson County is accused of being under the influence while driving a paying customer. Mark Allen Atchison was pulled over for speeding Sunday by a New Whiteland police officer. Court documents show that Atchison admitted to smoking meth and marijuana about 90 minutes before he was stopped. He's now facing multiple charges.
Let's head to Johnson County. Battery company Energizer could bring hundreds of jobs to the city of Franklin. Franklin Mayor Steve Barnett says the city is working with Energizer Manufacturing to bring a distribution center near State Road 44 and I-65. They would move into a large building that already exists to package batteries and distribute most Energizer products. More than 400 workers would be hired by the year 2022. On this Friday, we are fully charged. We are powered up. It is the weekend. I'm Rafael Sanchez.
And I'm Lauren Casey. Todd Clausen is at the desk with us right now to talk about what we can expect today as we're heading out and this weekend. Todd, we're hoping it's warmer than earlier this week.
It's a little bit warmer. Well, definitely warmer than earlier this week.
Yeah.
A little bit warmer as far as today goes into tomorrow and then eventually into your Sunday. But it's quiet. That is the good news. So this morning as you walk out the door, there's a pretty big temperature range across the area. We range anywhere from 19 to 28 degrees. And the difference is if you have some clouds, you're closer to 28. If you're clear, you're closer to 19. Either way, it's chilly. You need to bundle up as you walk out the door. So you need the jacket, you need the sunglasses, and your outdoor workout. I'm not going to stop you from doing that this morning. You're going to have to bundle up a little bit, but you don't have to worry about any precipitation. So here is the cloud cover that is moving through central Indiana. As soon as Peru got out of the clouds, you went from about 28 down to 22 degrees. Bloomington, you've dropped down into the teens. So I am expecting Indianapolis to go from where we are right now at 28 degrees, probably down to about 25, 26 before our temperatures start to warm. But back off to our west, you notice the skies are clear, and that is all the sunshine that we are going to enjoy once it comes up here this morning, a little after 7:30. So bundle up this morning, 26 degrees at 8 a.m., up to 35 degrees by the noon hour. We'll talk about the rest of the day and the weekend coming up in just a few minutes, but at 6:32, let's get you updated on the roadways once again with Lauren.
All right, Todd, here is an issue we're monitoring right now for your commute. If you look in the top left corner of your screen, you can see a few flashing lights. That's just some ongoing road construction that we've been monitoring since the overnight hours between Raymond Street and the South Split. Might slow you down a little bit for your commute as you have to shift around a little bit. Use caution in those northbound lanes, especially as you're hopping on the ramps at the South Split. Watch for workers who are out there on the roads. Other than that, traffic is moving along up to speed for your Friday.
The time now is 6:33. Our Hiring Hoosiers initiative is dedicated to connecting you to jobs right here in central Indiana. And we first told you this past summer about a program that connects students to a unique internship with one of the country's largest banks.
And we want you to know now that this morning you can apply to be a part of it. Our own Kelsey Anderson is joining us live this morning with what you need to know. Good morning, Kelsey.
Good morning, Lauren and Raphael. So this internship is with the Bank of America, and it's just basically gets students ready, classroom to career ready, learning leadership skills and how the inner workings of a non-for-profit works. This past summer, the internship program took place at Newfields, and the students got the chance to clean up the grounds and see the inner workings of how a nonprofit is run and what their needs are, all while making a difference in the community. One of the projects the interns had to do was try to figure out how to help Newfields better engage with a younger audience.
Kids get comprehensive experience from meeting with the CEO all the way down to the volunteer docents, so they learn everything about how the not-for-profit works.
Another thing students learn is how to improve their money habits, like building a budget and creating a savings plan. At the end of the internship, students traveled to Washington, D.C. for a summit with all of the Bank of America interns. Now, Bank of America has not announced which nonprofit in Indianapolis that they are partnering with, but again, applications are open, and this internship is for high school, junior, and seniors only. Those applications are open until January 31st. If you're interested in applying, head over to hiringhoosiers.com. Reporting live, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
The time now is 6:34. The Northwest Hendricks School Board has approved raises for teachers and administrators. The trustees approved teachers' salary increases that will average about 4% or $2,000 a year. All district employees will receive a raise. RTV6 found several administrators who received raises, including the Dean of Students, who received a 25% raise, and the business manager received a 36% raise. The district says it will invest an additional $100,000 on extracurricular salaries as well this year. A reminder, next Tuesday, thousands of teachers are expected to demonstrate for higher pay at the Red for Ed Action Day rally at the Statehouse.
It is 6:35 out in Washington now. Day 2 of the public impeachment hearings gets underway this morning. Lawmakers will question the former ambassador to Ukraine who was ousted by President Trump. This morning, the impeachment showdown resuming with former ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, taking center stage. In an earlier private deposition, Yovanovitch testified that President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, and his associates conspired to have her removed. President Trump maintains that he did nothing wrong, but the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, is now using the word bribery to describe the president's actions on Ukraine. Bribery is specifically mentioned in the Constitution as an impeachable offense.
The bribe is to grant or withhold military assistance in return for a public statement of a fake investigation into the elections. So that's bribery.
Well, Trump and other Republicans maintain that the effort to pressure Ukraine to investigate the president's potential political opponent was not illegal. We'll have live coverage of today's impeachment hearing all morning long right here on RTV6. It begins with an ABC special report that's at 9 o'clock this morning.
Next on Good Morning Indiana, they hope to help hundreds of kids stay warm this winter. Next, how they hope to collect hundreds of coats and how you can help them out.
And do you need a new friend for the holidays? The city says it has the perfect cuddly gift. Lots of them, in fact. Take a look there. We'll show you how you can take one of these furry friends home for the holidays. It's 6:36. Stick around. We'll be right back.
50 Ultra Strong. Costs less than Glad Force Flex for sold head-to-head.
Welcome back. It is 6:39. One group is working hard to make sure that kids over on the east side of Indianapolis are winter ready. Members of grassroots organization Creating a New Society are holding a coat drive this weekend. Their goal is to give away free coats to 500 Indianapolis children, a gesture they hope will protect those kids from the winter's brutal cold. Raphael Dorsey founded the organization and came up with the idea for a coat drive 5 years ago after seeing this problem firsthand. From there, the coat drive took off, and now the goal is to serve the community every single year. A process that takes months of planning and is done with little to no money.
We don't receive any grants, any sponsorships, no big name companies are backing us or anything like that. That's just pretty much like what we go off of out of our own pocket. We're just small grassroots organization, just trying to give back, trying to help.
The coat drive is set for this Saturday at the John Bonner Center that's over on East 10th Street and Rural Street. Doors open at 8 a.m. and will stay open while supplies last. The organization is still accepting coat donations as well. So for more information on how you can help them out, go to the RTV6 app and just click on this story.
If you're thinking about giving a deserving pet a new home just in time for the holidays, Indianapolis Animal Care Services has just the opportunity for you. And here are some of the animals that will be up for adoption during tonight's special late-night adopt-a-thon. IACS needs to free up kennel space, so all adoptions will be free during the event. And the first 25 dogs and 10 cats adopted during the night adoption will go home with a special adoption kit. The Adopt-a-thon is from 6 to 10 at the IACS, located right here in Indianapolis. That's at 2600 South Harding Street. You can also help make it a happy holidays for families in need by donating to our 6 Shines on Toy Drive. It kicks off tonight at the Christmas Nights of Lights display at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Part of the proceeds from the event will go to our annual toy drive. But first, let's check in with Alyssa in Hamilton County. Alyssa?
I'm Alyssa Donovan. We're live this morning at the Carmel Christkindlmarkt, where we're getting a preview of what the market has to offer this year and trying out their ice rink. I'm going to have a lot more coming up.
All right, and after the ice and snow that we saw earlier in the week, it's all melted away. Maybe thinking about getting that car washed. Well, this is a pretty good opportunity to do it here in the coming days. We'll give you the green light Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as we enter a pretty dry stretch of weather, just not the warmest stretch of weather. We'll talk about your forecast coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues. The time now is 6:42. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Just go! It's 6:44. Welcome back to Good Morning Indiana. Here is a live look at your drive through the downtown area at this hour. I-65 near Fletcher Avenue. You can see traffic is picking up both northbound and southbound. Do want to give you a heads up if you're heading into downtown from the south side on northbound I-65. You're probably going to run into some slowdowns at this hour between Keystone Avenue and the South Split. That's due to some overnight construction in that area that we've been monitoring for you all morning long. Just give yourself an extra 5 minutes to get to work on time. Okay, so all the cold weather, it may have fast-tracked you into the holiday spirit. I know it did me. And if you're looking for something kind of festive to do with the family, you want to head up to Carmel this weekend.
So the annual Christkindlmarkt opens this weekend. Our Alyssa Donovan has been there this morning getting a sample of what's out at the market, what's here. We just saw her on ice skates, so she's now my new favorite amateur Olympian. So Alyssa, fill us in. What a great, we loved you on those skates.
Well, thank you. You know what? I ditched the skates, though. I was a little wobbly on them. Now I'm in the Bavarian Sweet Shop. I'm with Amanda, and we are wearing, tell me again what these are called.
Lebkuchen Hearts. Yes, it is a German gingerbread cookie. Okay. And it's traditionally worn around your neck. And we have many different sayings from Merry Christmas to Frohes Fest, which is Happy Holidays.
Okay, and show me a little bit. We're going to try some of these. Tell me what you guys have here.
So we have many different Belgium German chocolate dipped. We have strawberries and marshmallows, marzipan, as well as some pizzelles here.
Okay, show me how to dip it, and then I'm going to try to dip some too.
So for the marzipan, go in there, get that little excess off.
Gonna do the little spin.
Do the little spin.
Okay.
You plop it down.
Okay.
For the pizzelles, I just like to get half on the cookie.
Oh, that looks nice.
Just a little excess there.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to dip. Tell me again what this is called.
A pizzelle.
Pizzelle. I cannot remember it. It's a pizzelle. Okay. So I'm going to give it a little dip.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, very nice. I'll do a little spinny. Oh,
you're a pro.
Pretty
Can
good,
I
right?
hire you?
Yeah. Hey. Second job, right? All right. There we go. And I'm going to dip a little marzipan, too, because you said that's your favorite, right?
Oh, yes, it is. Marzipan. It's basically an almond paste. They use almonds and sugar as a very traditional...
And then you guys have a few other things. Maybe Jonathan can show some of the other candies while you tell me about those.
Absolutely. So, of course, we have our Haribo, our gummies there. We also have our Milka bars. Below, you will see some traditional hard candies. It's actually called Herman the German. Ooh. Many different assorted flavors there. We have more of those Lebkuchen, and as well as some Contessa and even some Pfeffernuss.
Okay, very fun. Lots of great treats to try here at the Bavarian Sweet Shop. I am going to try this marzipan. Oop, if I can get it off. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Oh, man. Oh, Alyssa. Okay. I hope she knows that I like chocolate and would like that for Christmas.
That's really good.
That looks really fun. All right, we do want to talk about the forecast. If people are heading out ice skating this weekend at the Christkindlmarkt, Todd, what do they need to expect?
You know, they didn't even have to turn on the refrigerators or however they keep that ice cold the past couple days. We've been so cold here across central Indiana, but we are going to start to warm things up. That's the good news. I'm starting you off with the satellite radar picture here, even though there's nothing on it for a reason. So this time of year, if you have clouds or no clouds, big difference in the temperature. So you notice this band of cloud cover has been moving through during the course of the morning hours, and it's is just now clearing Indianapolis. Where the clouds are in place still, your temperatures, as you see here, are going to be running a little bit warmer. Where the clouds cleared out earlier, it's a lot colder. 19 right now in Bloomington. Pair of twos from Lafayette through Crawfordsville to Greencastle. 20 in Peru. We're down now to 26 degrees in Indianapolis after sitting right around 30 while those clouds were in place. But the good news is, since the clouds are moving out, that means we'll have plenty of sunshine once the sun comes up. The skies will start to brighten here shortly. In fact, probably already doing so. And then we will have a lot of sunshine here throughout the day. Take a look at our featured dog of the day from Bloomington. This is Humphrey. He's got it down pat, right? Just look at that face. He's like, come on, Todd, bring us some warmer temperatures here. Hopefully you can get some warmer temperatures down there in Monroe County. And Humphrey, I think we will. And thank you for Katie for sending Humphrey in. You can send your pictures to my Facebook page, Todd Clausen, RTV6. So green pause in the forecast today. No issues at all. 26 this morning, going up close to 40 this afternoon with skies that'll be mostly sunny across the area. Now this evening, if you have plans, you're going to be fine. You're just going to have to, again, have the jacket handy. Luke Combs sold out concert at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Of course, he just won Male Vocalist of the Year at the CMAs that you saw hopefully right here on RTV6 on Wednesday evening. 34 at 6 p.m., 28 though by the time we get to 10 p.m. But again, skies will be clear. And then as you start off your weekend tomorrow morning, it's going to be chilly. We're probably generally in the same ballpark temperature-wise tomorrow as we are right now, around 25 degrees, up to 41 degrees with partly cloudy skies. And as we work our way into your Sunday forecast, we get into the mid-40s with a mixture of sun and clouds. But it's a chilly start once again in the 20s on Sunday. So if you are heading to the Colts game, with it being a 1 o'clock kickoff, you're maybe heading there late morning hours. Temperatures at that point still in the upper 30s. But again, we climb into the mid-40s. And then a little bit of a setback temperature-wise on Monday. Not much, though. Tuesday, 45, near 50 on Wednesday. Tuesday, just a small chance of an isolated shower or two in the forecast. The best chance of some rain showers, and thankfully the rain showers, right, in the forecast. That's not till Thursday of next week as temperatures get back closer to 50 degrees.
Todd, thanks. Southside drivers, heads up. Take a look at this. A parking lot out there in the northbound lanes of I-65. This is a live look at Keystone Avenue. The reason for these delays is we had some construction, major construction and lane closures approaching the south split from the overnight hours. So it's still slowing things down, as you can see. And as we're getting close to the 7 o'clock hour, things are backing up even more. The backup starts just past the 465 interchange on the south side, and it's slow going all the way up to the south split. Once you get to the south split, things pick back up this morning. Give yourself some extra time for your morning commute, or maybe take East Street exit US 31 as a detour from the south side in this morning.
So all roads lead to these talented young people. It's the last weekend of marching band season, and 3 of Indiana's state champion bands are all part of the Bands of America Grand National Championships happening at Lucas Oil Stadium. You just saw the Cougar Pride of Greenfield Central High School. They will take the field this afternoon. The Marching Black and Gold from Avon High School was among the bands competing last night. In all, 91 bands from 20 states are in town for this weekend's competition. Now, here are the bands that will take the field today. An all-star band from IPS high schools will play an exhibition this morning. Then the Class D state champions from Lewis Cass High School will take the field at 12:15. Fishers, Greenfield Central, Monrovia, and Brownsburg will all compete later today. The top 30 scoring bands will be chosen for tomorrow afternoon semifinals, and 12 of those bands will compete for the Grand National Championship. Good luck to all the Indiana teams. That's happening tomorrow night.
Well, we made it to the end of the week, and that means it's time for our favorite segment, Good News Friday.
Yes.
Up next, a World War II veteran with a big wish and a community coming together to make it come true. You'll want to stick around for that. We'll be right back.
Visit the Hiring Hoosiers job board.
And it is the end of the work week. And Raphael, that means it's time for Good News Friday.
And this story is fitting because we should always thank our veterans. And this week we celebrated Veterans Day.
Yeah.
So these guys, they're twins, they're roommates.
Okay.
And today they're celebrating their 100th birthday. Happy birthday. Identical twins, George and Jim Martin, were born just minutes apart on November the 15th, 1919. They moved back together just a few years ago when George's wife passed away. George's son says he thinks their secret to a long life is that they are ornery enough to outlive everyone.
Gotta love a sense of humor, too.
You got to. And again, thank you for service to country and happy birthday.
Well, a staff member at Veterans Home in Maine overheard a conversation involving 93-year-old World War II vet Earl Boyd. Mr. Boyd was talking about how he wished he could fly again. So the Air National Guard, of course, made it happen. Mr. Boyd took up the flying as a hobby after he left the military. And so this week, his wish for one more flight, it came true. There he is.
That's
Love
awesome.
That. So we've all done this as reporters at some point, asking a question to a person that you're interviewing that in hindsight it seems like an obvious question.
So this week in Buffalo, New York, an 11-year-old got one of those questions while he was standing outside waiting for a new Chick-fil-A to open. Take a look.
Well, I'm here in the freezing cold getting free chicken sandwiches because the food tastes great. I mean, it's chicken. It's fried chicken. I like fried chicken.
You like what? Did he say he likes fried chicken? I didn't get that sense. That boy's name is Sam, and we hope that he does like fried chicken. I think he likes fried chicken because he won free Chick-fil-A from that Buffalo location for an entire year.
He's like, why do you think I'm standing out here in the cold?
And they just got over a foot of snow in Buffalo, too.
Yeah.
So
woo.
Kudos to him.
Do it for the chicken.
Now he has chicken for a year.
Yeah.
You can never complain about the weather in Indianapolis when you take a look at what happens in Buffalo where they get millions of tons of snow, right?
Right, lots of snow. All right, no snow in our forecast, sunshine, and temperatures stay near 40.
All right, Todd, thanks so much, and thank you for joining us. We're back in 25 minutes and throughout Good Morning America.
Have a great weekend. We look forward to seeing you back here on Monday morning.